Welcome to another episode of my podcast here. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the 10 essentials to weight loss. Now, all of you know I'm a business coach, and you know how I got into this health and nutrition stuff. The thing is I was coaching business people and realizing that the biggest problem they had was they didn't have the energy they needed to do the things they wanted to do. And later, as I started coaching just average everyday people and stay-at-home moms and dads who just wanted to keep up with their kids, I realized just so much of life is about having energy. And you see, I've always been an athlete and I've always been into health and fitness, so I've always had energy, and I didn't realize just how important this was. So I know how important weight loss is to a lot of people. And today's episode is all about the 10 essential secrets to weight loss. Now, what I want you to understand is this. This episode is about weight loss. I'm not here to talk to you about health, right? I can talk to you about health, but that's a completely different topic. And that's part of what I want to address with you today. Because so many people misunderstand the difference between health, right, and weight loss. Now, for most people in the United States, they are overweight, which means losing weight equals health. Now, I coach a lot of people who are trying to gain weight, but I want you to understand this episode is going to focus specifically on what things you have to do in order to lose weight and 10 essential secrets that I've discovered. So let's get right to it. Let's not waste any time. Number 1, do not drink your calories. Let me make this very clear to you. If you are drinking a liquid, some sort of a liquid that has calories, you are not going to lose weight. And you're certainly not going to lose it as fast as you want to. You have to understand any drink with calories is going to kill your chances of losing weight. For example, drinking fruit juice, tons of calories. Milk, tons of calories. Of course, soda, tons of calories. Lemonade, tons of calories. All these kinds of things. You cannot drink your calories. It's really important for you to understand this. So many people go on diets, yet they continue to drink their calories, and I don't understand how it is that they think they're going to lose weight when you're putting these fluids inside of your body. See, you have to understand the problem with drinking your calories is this. While you're getting the calories, your stomach is not filling up, and therefore your body doesn't feel like it's actually gotten the food that you're really putting into it. So you think and you feel like you're still hungry because the triggers inside of your stomach to say, hey, I'm full, simply don't get triggered. And so even though you're shoving these calories inside of your body, and in many cases, even though in just a few short minutes, you're going to be overloaded with sugar throughout your body, the signals in your stomach that are supposed to say, hey, look, I'm full, are not going to go. What that means is that your body is not going to get the signals that it would normally send you to stop eating. So what will happen is you're going to overeat. Constantly, you're going to overeat if you're drinking your calories. So that's essential secret number 1. Number 2, drink way more water than you could possibly think. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to literally drink 5 times more water than you think is even possible in a normal day. I have these 32-ounce Contigo bottles that are titanium bottles that I use myself. And these bottles, every morning when I leave the house, I'm kind of lazy. I don't like to have to fill up my water bottle throughout the day. For most of you, I'm sure that's not a problem. But for me, it is a problem. I like to give myself goals, right? I like to start my day with a set of goals. One of my set of goals is I walk out of my house with typically 4 or 5 of these Contigo bottles with 32 ounces of water filled in it, right? Now, throughout the day, my goal is to drink all that water. Now, you might think, wow, that's a lot of water. Oh my gosh, you don't even know the half of it, because at the gym, I have another bottle. And typically, throughout a workout, I fill up at least one of those 32 ounces of water, and sometimes even more, depending on what I'm doing. So the bottom line is that throughout the day, you've got to be consuming tons of water. Water does so many incredible things. Number 1, of course, it hydrates your body. But what it also does is it actually has been proven, scientifically proven, to burn calories. Now, I'm not suggesting you drink a lot of water and you're going to lose a pound today. That's not the point. Actually, well, if you don't drink a lot of water, you actually might, because it washes away a lot of the salt in your body. But when you drink water on a consistent basis, it has been shown to help you burn calories. That's number 1. Number 2, when you're drinking water, you're filling up your stomach. And that's huge because you're sending signals to your brain. Remember those signals I was telling you about a minute ago when I said if you drink your calories, you don't get those signals? Because when you drink your calories, a soda can is not that big. But the thing is, when you're constantly drinking water all day long, you're keeping your stomach somewhat full, all right, even for short periods of time. And what that does is that makes you not want to eat as much. That's a really good thing when you're trying to lose weight, okay? Now, moving on here. Number 3, do not eat processed carbohydrates if you're trying to lose weight. If you're trying to maintain and you don't care about health, possibly you could get away with it. But if you are trying to lose weight, you must eliminate the processed carbohydrates. What are processed carbohydrates? Processed carbohydrates are these things that are totally man-made, not natural. Things like white bread. Some of you are like, what? White bread is not natural? No, it's not natural. It's man-made. There's no such thing as bread in the universe. Trust me, we made it, all right? Things like white pasta. Yes, my Italian friends, I love you. I love Italian food, but yes, pasta is a man-made thing, all right? And so many other things that we see out there that have these processed sugars. And you know it's processed carbohydrates because they taste so amazing and they are so fattening and they're so unhealthy. You're going to have to cut out all of your processed carbohydrates. Bottom line, you can't do it. Essential number 4. Are you ready for this? Don't ignore the little things. See, so many of you think that, hey, a little bit of milk in my coffee will be okay. You know, I'm on a diet, I'm trying to lose weight, and I'm just going to eat a few cashews before breakfast, a few cashews before lunch, and a few cashews in the afternoon. The next thing you know, by the end of the day, you've consumed 200 calories worth of cashews. Now, cashews by themselves are not bad. It's just an example of one of those little things, or the milk in your coffee. So many I see make the mistake of thinking just a little bit of milk in their coffee is not a big deal. It is a big deal because those are empty calories that you're drinking. You cannot do that. Now, personally, I don't even drink coffee, but not drinking coffee is not one of these secrets because it's not going to be something that's going to have a lot of calories as long as you don't put the milk and all that other junk in there, all right? Certainly no sugar in your coffee, all right? So that was number 4. Don't ignore the little things. Number 5, never, ever eat with the intention of working it off later. Come on, how many of you have been guilty of this, right? You're out at night and you're eating dinner and you decide you're going to order the pasta, and then you decide you're going to get the dessert, and you say, it's okay, I'll burn it off tomorrow. As you know, if you've been to my seminars and if you've heard my stuff, you know I say that is a huge no-no. Because the reality of it is this. The only way to cancel out the food you put in your body and the calories that you consume is to cut from your diet at a later time. But here's the problem. An ice cream, a small ice cream, is the equivalent of an entire meal. So if you go out, you have a fattening meal, and then you finish it with ice cream, to make up for that, you're probably going to have to skip 2 meals later to make up for those calories. So listen to me. If you're trying to lose weight, you cannot do that. You cannot, absolutely cannot go around and try to eat stuff and say, don't worry about it, I'll just work it off later, because it doesn't work. I'm a scientist. I know this stuff. The math simply does not work. You cannot eat food and then get on a treadmill and try to burn it off later. So don't try it, all right? That's essential secret number 5. The 6th essential for weight loss. You ready for this? Never, ever give excuses that there was no healthy food around. I talk to people all the time. I was talking to a gentleman the other day at the gym, and he said, I put on 65 pounds over the last few months. I was like, my goodness, 65 pounds, that's a lot. I said, how did you do it? He's like, well, I was traveling, and there's no healthy food around. I'm thinking, what do you mean there's no healthy food around? There was no McDonald's, no Carl's Jr., no Subway? What do you mean there was no healthy food? I mean, the reality of it is, guys, listen, healthy food is everywhere. You have to understand, even the worst places to eat, even fast food chains, they have healthy food. You just have to know, number 1, what to order, and number 2, how to order it, and understand how to consume it so that you're going to get all the health benefits and you're not going to get all the calories. But it's not such an easy thing to work out. That's why I want to make sure you understand. It's all about what you order and how you order it. Many of these places have healthy options. You just have to know to ask for them. Now, I'm not suggesting you eat fast food every day. I'm just saying stop using that as an excuse. Secret number 6, the 6th essential to weight loss, is never give excuses that there was no healthy food around, because healthy food is always around and it's always accessible. It's just a matter of you ordering it, all right? And by the way, when I say healthy food is always around, I'm not always just referring to a salad. There are plenty of things out there that are healthy. For example, I go to Subway sandwiches and I can order a 6-inch sub on wheat bread, have it scooped out, make sure they don't put any mayo or any other sauces and all that crap on it. I like to get some lean turkey. I get extra vegetables on it, a little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of olive oil and vinegar. And that to me is a very healthy choice if you're trying to lose weight. Now, when it comes to health, that's a whole different story. But for weight loss, trust me, you eat like that and you are going to lose weight. If you start giving the excuse of, oh, there's no healthy food around, good luck. It's never going to happen, all right? So secret number 7. This is one that's really important. And if you have any of your loved ones around, if you have a mother or father or brother or sister who loves you a lot, you might want to tell them to turn off the podcast now. Don't let them listen to this, okay? So I'll say it kind of quietly here. As you begin to lose weight, don't let the words of your loved ones stop you from making progress unless you've reached the lower limits of body fat percentage for someone of your height, your size, your gender, and all that stuff. What do I mean by this? Have you noticed you're 50 pounds overweight and you lose 20 pounds? And what does everyone around you tell you? Oh my gosh, you're wilting away. You poor thing. Oh gosh, I feel so bad for you. Look at your face. Your bones are sticking out, right? How many of you have had that happen? Or is it just my family and everybody I know? The bottom line is the people who love you don't like to see you losing weight because guess what? Here's some neuroscience for you. Human beings are programmed to look at another human being and see weight loss as a scary thing. We see weight loss subconsciously as that person dying. This is literally a human brain thing. So when your mom or your brother or your friends tell you, hey, you're losing weight and you're losing too much weight, they're not telling you that consciously. That is their subconscious mind telling them that you're dying. That's what they literally see. And that's why, now I'm not referring to someone, again, remember what I said about the normal body fat percentage. If you're a female, for example, and you're at 17% body fat, trust me, you are not dying. You are healthy. That is okay, right? If you're a male and you're at, let's say, 12% body fat, and your family's telling you, oh my gosh, you're wilting away, you're not wilting away, all right? So go get your body fat percentage taken if you don't know. But trust me, if you've got some meat on your body, and you know if you do, then you're okay. Now, it's a completely different story when our loved ones start telling us that we've lost too much weight and our body fat percentage has gone below that normal. And I work with a lot of people who struggle with this. And I want you to understand, if you fall into that category, that is not when you should listen to this secret. This is only for people who are trying to lose weight. So if you're in the other category, you shouldn't even be listening to this podcast. Turn it off and listen to the next episode because I think I talk about how to make $1 trillion. All right, go. Turn this off. All right, good. Now that it's only weight loss people. Listen to me. When people start telling you that you've lost too much weight and that you look like you're dying, it's not really true. You're not. You're probably okay. You should look at yourself in the mirror and then go get your body fat percentage taken. And if your body fat percentage is normal or above, you're perfectly fine. Keep losing weight until you feel healthy, you feel good, you look great, and you've got yourself set up to have an amazing life with that sexy body of yours. All right. Number 8. When you feel peer pressure, you may just have to lie. Yep, that's right. I'm saying it publicly here. This kind of sucks to admit this, but here's the deal. If you're trying to eat healthy and you're feeling a lot of peer pressure from people telling you, oh, you're not going to eat, and they're saying this stuff, here's what you might have to do. You might just have to lie to people. For example, you're going to dinner and you're just going to order a salad with maybe a little chicken or something, and people are telling you, oh, that's all you're going to eat. Oh, my gosh, you eat like a bird, blah, blah, blah. What you may just have to do is say, oh, you know what? I already ate, but I'm going to order a salad anyways. And that may be what you have to do because that peer pressure is really tough, especially for those of you who are in business and you travel. Because when you're taking out business people, you sort of have to fit in and belong. But what you can do is you can tell them, look, I already ate something. I apologize, but I'm going to have a salad anyways, right? So you can sort of fit in. All right. That's secret number 8. Secret number 9. Do not be fooled by labels that claim to be healthy in big, bold letters. Listen to me. Just because things claim to be healthy, just because there's a package that says no sugar added, believe it or not, that doesn't mean they didn't add sugar to it. Or it says all natural. That doesn't actually mean it's all natural. Can you believe that? They put that kind of label on there. Like, for example, they'll say no sugar added on some orange juice. And then when you look at it and when you look at the back of it and everything, what you realize what they do is they take orange juice and they basically dehydrate it, which means get rid of the water, which leaves you with a bunch of sugar, right? And they put that in there, but that's not sugar being added, right? It's just sort of dehydrated orange juice, let's say. And they do this with so many foods where they claim there's no sugar being added, but you don't actually have to add sugar. That's a less expensive way of doing it, right? But the more expensive way of doing it, which they do because they want to be able to say they didn't add sugar, is by doing all these tricks and things that say all natural. They are not necessarily all natural. And certainly things that claim to be all natural aren't necessarily healthy, all right? So you have to be careful for those kinds of labels. If you want to pick out something and you want to see if it's really healthy, you have to turn it around and you have to read the labels in the back that actually give you the grams of sugar and stuff and the calories. And what you should mainly be looking at immediately is you got to look at the calories, but make sure you also look at the serving size, because you'd be amazed how many of the things you eat that say, for example, 100 calories are actually 400 calories, because that little thing is supposedly 4 servings. All right, so be careful with that. All right, number 10. Are you guys ready for this? Last but not least, don't think you have to give up everything in order to be healthy and lose weight. So here's what I mean by this. Weight loss and eating perfectly healthy are two completely different things. I don't want you to think that in order to lose weight, you have to do everything perfectly healthy. Now, I'm not telling you to eat perfectly healthy. I'm a pretty healthy person myself. But what I'm telling you is when you're trying to lose weight, understand certain things that you put yourself through torture for are actually for health, not for weight loss. So if you're trying to lose weight, just understand the difference between the two, all right? One of those things, for example, is being, say, vegetarian or vegan. These are great things for health reasons if you do them right. If you do them wrong, forget it. They're horrible for you. But if you do it right, they're very, very healthy choices. Now, me personally, I am not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan. If you are a vegetarian or vegan, though, I love you. I can't believe how you guys are able to do this. I have several family members who are vegan, vegetarian. I have so much respect for what they do. But I want everybody out there to understand, being a vegan or vegetarian is not the way to lose weight. If you don't believe me, look at most of the vegetarians, vegans you know. Many of them are obese. They're overweight. Now, it's harder for them to get overweight than you because they have to find all these foods. But the thing is, they'll quickly find them. They'll go to Whole Foods and they'll understand, oh, man, there's a whole aisle of vegan desserts, right? And they'll just start eating more of that stuff than you can imagine. And studies have shown most people right after becoming a vegan actually gain weight. And the reason is because they think that being vegan is going to cause them to lose weight, and it doesn't. So understand that. The other one is a gluten-free diet, for example. Look, gluten-free diets, one of the number one reasons people lose weight when they get on a gluten-free diet is because of the fact that they stop eating carbohydrates. You stop eating bread and you stop eating all this stuff, and a lot of your carbs are gone and you're going to lose weight. Now, there are some people who have something in their body which makes gluten bad for them, and that's a whole different story, right? So the inflammation and all that stuff that can be caused by it. I want you to understand a gluten-free diet, while may be healthy, and that's for you to decide if it's healthy or not, it's not necessarily going to help you lose weight, right? Now, if you're eating a diet to try to lose weight, you're probably cutting out most or all of your gluten anyways, because you've got to cut out a lot of those carbohydrates. And of course, you got to cut out the bad fats and a lot of other things. We're not getting into that. That's a completely different episode. We'll share with you the Titanium Nutrition Revolution, which is an amazing way of losing weight by eating foods that you actually like, all right? So I want you to understand that doing one doesn't necessarily give you the other, meaning being healthy doesn't necessarily help you lose weight. And by the way, losing weight doesn't necessarily make you healthy, because a lot of people lose weight, and the way they do it is by destroying their body, right? By consuming very, very little, but then they consume all the really bad stuff in small quantities. That's not the way to do it either. So those are the 10 essentials to weight loss. But you know what? Here's the thing. I'm not sure if you know this, but as you're listening to this, I can actually hear you. And some of you guys are really excited and interested in this. So here's what I'm going to do. I know you're excited. I get it. I'm going to give you a bonus essential. How's that? That's cool. Here we go. Are you guys ready for the 11th essential? And I promise this is it. So enjoy this one. All right. For some of you out there who are juicers, any juicers out there, you like to juice? You go get juice because you think it's healthy? Here's the deal. If you're going to juice, by the way, I juice myself. I love it. If you're going to juice, here's what you have to understand. You must juice only vegetables. And you can't even juice high sugar vegetables if you're trying to lose weight. I know that's disappointing, but when you go juice and they put all this fruit in there, that's all full of sugar. So you're basically drinking a soda. Now, it's not quite as bad as a soda because it's less unhealthy, but still drinking sugary things. Remember what number one was? You can't drink your calories. Well, if you're going to juice, you're going to have to juice only vegetables. And that means vegetables that are not high in sugar. So you can't have things like beets, and you got to limit carrots, for example, in your juice because those are very high in sugar. And there's a couple other examples of it as well. So there you have it, my friends. Those are the 11 secrets to weight loss. If you're trying to lose weight, follow these secrets, and I promise you, you're going to see the weight come off. Don't make these mistakes. Don't forget the little things. I love you all, and I'm excited to have you on this journey with me. As you can see, I jump all over the place on this podcast because I love people and I love helping them succeed. And that means touching every single area of that wheel that I talk about during the first couple episodes. There's 10 areas to the wheel of life, and you've got to make sure that you hit all of them. And part of it is looking great, feeling great, being healthy, and living a long life. Go out there, have an amazing day, and always remember to lead with your heart.